go with it. So if you can, drop your head to one side. Creaky release in my neck already. We're going to drop to the other side. Move to the center and breathe deeply in. Breathe out as you move your head to the middle. Inhale as you drop. Exhale as you center. And we're going to roll the head down, round, and look over your shoulders so you're looking behind you. And then do that on the other side. So you look behind your shoulder. What can you see? And do it again. Drop down and round, looking behind you. And can you do one more each way? I'd like to pick your shoulders up, roll them back to your ears, press them down. So coming up to your ears, press and come down. We're going to rise onto our tiptoes as we do it. And just really feeling what's going on in the shoulders this morning. Are they a bit crunchy? Are they relaxed? Just letting Sue in. Here we are. And from here, if you can take your feet a little bit wider, we're going to lean over to the side, reaching your fingers, and then dropping down, and a bit ragdoll-like as you drop down, and then uncurl to the center. And the other side, so we're going to lean, and drop down, round to the center, and uncurl. And let's do it again. So we lean, and then drop down, and come up, and the other way. So we lean, and drop down, floppy, letting go of your arms, shoulders. And we'll just do that one more time each way. Morning, Sue. Drop and uncurling, and then bringing your feet a little bit closer in, so they're more hip width. We're going to reach up to the ceiling and just slightly arch back, so you're testing your balance whilst you're on your tiptoes, and then come down to touch your toes, tucking your head in, nose to knees, uncurling, reaching up, breathing in, leaning back slightly whilst you're on your tiptoes, just testing your balance, and then coming down to touch your toes and uncurling. Inhale and reach. Exhale and lean back, and then coming down to touch your toes. One more time. Inhale, reach. Eye gaze up, exhale, coming down. If you can bring your feet together now, placing your hands here on your knees, and then circling down and around, and going back the opposite way. And do it again, so circling down and round, and then back the other way. And again, down and round. Can you do two more? Final one, and then opening your arms. And I'd like you to bring your knee up, sweep it in and sweep it out. Going across and then out. Trying to get a bit of lift on that knee. Opening the hip, getting some movement there, which helps to encourage the blood flow around the joint. Just reminding ourselves that movement itself is medicinal. Can we get a little bit more height on that leg? It sweeps across, reaching into our fingers and elongating our posture. And let's give that a go on the other side. So sweeping in and out, tuning into how that hip is feeling today. Pointing the toes, getting a little bit of lift on that knee as we sweep in and out, sort of drawing a figure of 8. You make that movement bigger, keeping steady in the rest of your body. A test of our balance as well. We've been standing on one leg whilst brushing our teeth this morning. We're going to squat down, breathe in and lift, breathe out and lower. Inhale, lift, exhale and lower. So using this time for some conscious, deeper breathing, which helps our physiology in our body to adjust. It's one of the quickest ways we can influence our stress levels by practicing some deeper breaths. Last couple. And final one. Can you rise onto your tiptoes again for me? And as you stay on your tiptoes, you're going to now turn and look over the back arm. Moving to the center, squeezing your shoulder blades slightly so your hands are quite wide. Moving to the center and release. Let's do that again. So tiptoe rise, opening the chest, turn, looking behind, moving to the middle, and then can we give that a go on the other side? What can you see behind you? And let's do that one more time. Lifting up. Can we go a little bit further on this one while staying up and steady on the tiptoes? Wobbly optional. And relax. Okay, good job. Mel was just saying as soon as she thought about wobbling, that's when it happened. Interesting that, isn't it? Breathe in and breathe out. Are you looking for online classes that support you with getting more me time? You want to get supple, strong, feel less stressed, get in the driving seat, but actually perhaps you've noticed that following videos on YouTube isn't actually helping you commit. It's not like the teacher reaches out and says, correct your hips, bring your knee back, move your posture back. And this is the problem. So, of course, you can hit subscribe to get more from the Zigs YouTube channel. But let's face it, we're not going to send our children to a school without a teacher or a tutor. I mean, what's their life going to be like if they're going to learn in that way? So my name's Claire Louise Freeman. I'm the business owner of Zigs Exercise, and I like to encourage you to join me and my community online, where we get together via Zoom and we practice Pilates conditioning, yoga stretches, mobility. And the thing is, we get to actually talk through this stuff. We get to do it together. And to me, consistently doing it together is the thing that gives us much, much better results than if we're left flailing around in front of a video trying to do it all by ourselves. So if you'd like more information about joining me and others, please reach out, get in touch. You can work with us morning, evening, from the comfort of your own home. It's great because you get all the kit together at home, and it does help you to practice in between as well. So I'm offering a complimentary kickstart call. We can talk through what's getting you to talk through this stuff. We get to do it together. And to me, consistently doing it together is the thing that gives us much, much better results than if we're left flailing around in front of a video trying to do it all by ourselves. So if you'd like more information about joining me and others, please reach out, get in touch. You can work with us morning, evening, from the comfort of your own home. It's great because you get all the kit together at home, and it does help you to practice in between as well. So I'm offering a complimentary kickstart call. We can talk through what's getting in the way, why it's not worked so far. And sometimes the hardest bit is actually just picking up the phone and talking it through. So brave pants on. I work with all sorts of people from various walks of life, different shapes and sizes. And often people who do work with me do it because they say that I do it in a very non-judgmental way. Of course, it's free to talk, so you can click the link in the description box below and we can get to know each other and see if we're a good fit. There's no pressure here. On the call, I'll listen in to what you need support with, what your personal needs are, and I can answer any of your questions about our online Pilates and yoga where we do it together in community. Why wait? This stuff doesn't get any easier as we get older. We work with lots of busy parents, grandparents, business owners, NHS professionals, private school teachers, regular school teachers. So if that feels like you and you need that support and accountability on getting it done, that's the thing. If we've got the sessions booked in regularly, that means we're much more likely to show up. And it's that regularity that people are often missing. They take time off during holidays. It's the commitment that gets the motivation. So why wait? Book in, give me a call, and I'll see you on the other. Okay, so let's come down to our backs. And if we can bring our knees up and then tap, tucking, tapping. So getting our lower back joints moving, helping to influence that mobility in our lower spine. Exhaling, lifting, inhaling, lowering. My leggings are creeping down the bottom. I feel like I've got a bricky's bum. Okay, so next up, we're going to go into Pilates single leg stretch. So opposite arm away from the leg. Breathing in as we reach, breathing out as we move in, or level 2. We'll start here, knees at 90 degrees. Yesterday at the Menopause event, I offered some free core assessments to people. We called it Score Our Core. So ladies who attended the event could get their core assessed. And actually, Jean, I'm sure she won't mind me saying, came to get her core assessed. And she was the only person out of the day that actually scored in a more sort of athletic core bracket. So I thought that was quite encouraging for people who attend these classes. Everyone else actually scored in the rehab level. So, but we've scored some new business that way. So it was a really fun event. From here, we're going to bring our right knee up to the chest. And if we move our right arm out to the side and then bring the leg across the body, placing the foot on the floor, pressing the knee down, and then turning the head to look over the shoulder and just closing our eyes, breathing deeply into the belly, in through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. And you might use this time to practice perhaps a few words of kindness for yourself. If you've had a busy, hectic week, perhaps just saying the word calm as you exhale. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through your mouth and just saying calm, relaxed, at ease. Do it again. Deep breath. Calm, relaxed, at ease. Can we give that a go on the other side? So let's give the knee a hug, bringing the leg across, feeling for the floor, lengthening that back arm, breathing in through the nose, pressing down through the shoulder. Again, calm, relaxed, at ease. And again, deep breath. Repeating your little phrase in your head. Alrighty, from here we're going to roll to the center, place our feet flat on the ground, and then just adjusting the bricky leggings today, let's move into shoulder bridge. So if we can tuck the tailbone under, squeeze through the pelvic floor. Had a lot of pelvic floor conversations yesterday. Let's imprint down bone by bone. So it was a good reminder of just why we need to do them so regularly. So we just squeeze your pelvic floor, tuck and push up. Good squeeze at the top. Hold and breathe in. And exhale as we come down, bone by bone. And again, relax your pelvic floor and then re-squeeze, tucking under and push up. Holding and breathing in. Exhaling, squeezing the pelvic floor as we come down, bone by bone. So these are our long hold pelvic floor exercises. Good to also get a set of faster twitch ones in. So we're going to hold at the top. We're going to do some faster twitch ones just to remind ourselves. So whilst you're holding in the bridge, I want you to relax your pelvic floor and then squeeze and then relax and then squeeze and then relax and squeeze and relax and squeeze. We're going to roll our body back down. Relax the pelvic floor, re-squeeze it, coming up, holding at the top, and relax your pelvic floor and re-squeeze. And relax it, and it should feel a bit like you're sort of closing your doors. You might find that pulling up from the back passage to the front passage helps you sort of visualize the muscles. And let's do one more, and then roll back down, relaxing the pelvic floor at the bottom. And let's do that one more time. So squeezing as we lift, relaxing at the top, and then squeeze, and release, and then squeeze, and release, and again. Do more. And final one. And then rolling your body down. Let's move into a hamstring stretch. So elongating one leg up. Put your hands just here around the back of the calf. And I was reflecting on a conversation yesterday with a lady who, bless her, is putting up with a lot of peeing herself. And it was just that reminder of how important it is to keep talking about pelvic floor. And she'd had that long cough that a lot of people have had. I remember thinking back to actually when I was stuck in a cycle of having a cough and then, you know, it all unraveling with the pelvic floor. And I thought, actually, I didn't have it this long cough. So I felt like I'd sort of, definitely turned a corner over time. And I think it's just really important that we learn not just about the pelvic floor, but it's all those muscles around the pelvis that actually add up and make a difference. There was one lady I spoke to and she just kind of does a few squeezes, and I thought there's a bit more to it than that actually in terms of rehab. So good to reflect on those conversations. All right, from here we're going to find a stick. So have a glass of water, particularly if you've not had much to drink yet so far. So use this time to top up. It does amaze me how many women do battle on with their pelvic floors. Okay, so we're going to focus on some lunge stretching next. So nice big stride, tippy toe on the back foot. And if we can park the stick, plonk, around the back of the head here. Now, if you can see yourself on your screen, you might like to use it as a bit of a mirror. So as you come down, can you keep your posture against the stick upright? elongating away with our back leg. So we just wriggle that back foot away, feeling for the stretch there. And then we're going to straighten out through our front leg. Keep your knuckles and lower back together as you come down. 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 Breathing in as you straighten your leg. And breathing out as you lower. Down. 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 We'll just do one more. So straightening the leg. And can we hold this one just for a little bit longer? So we're going to see if we can hold it for 15 seconds. Ease out of it if you need to. Hold and breathe into your belly. Got just 5 more seconds to go. Breathe. Alrighty, well done. Let's turn our feet now to face front. And then on this side, we're going to turn our foot so it's parallel with the edges of the mat. And then on this back foot, if you can angle in at 45 degrees, lean to the side, sliding the hand down the leg. Now, can you keep your stick by your head and your tailbone, or is your head coming away from the stick as you lean? Bringing some body weight towards your little toe edge of your feet. Breathing deeply. We turn the eye gaze up towards the ceiling, pressing our shoulders down, breathing into the belly and the side of the body. Let's relax ourselves out of that and come up, and we're going to swap the hand behind so that we now turn the body and move into our lunges again. So if you again use your screen to help monitor your position, so use that as a bit of feedback, bringing this top hand down by the neck and pushing the elbow directly up towards the ceiling. With this top hand on the stick, slide it down by your neck, that's it, and push your top elbow up to the ceiling as you come down. Straightening out through your front leg. And as you drop into it, pushing the back of the head in towards the stick. So keep pushing the back of the head, eye gaze up, helps with that upper body posture. Inhaling as we lift, keep squaring up the hips. Nudging that top elbow up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Let's come back up. Now can we do one more? And again, we're going to aim for 15 seconds. So dropping into it, hold, breathe. Breathing into the belly. 5 more seconds. Breathe. And let's release. Okay, well done. So we're going to turn this foot out so it's parallel again with the edges of the mat. And let's angle this back foot in at 45, sliding the hand down. So moving into triangle pose again. As we slide that hand down, press your shoulders back. Open your collarbones. As your head and your tailbone on the stick. Turning the eye gaze up. Breathing deeply into the belly. And we're going to bend into the knee and then release. And from here, if you can have both sets of toes facing forward, explore the width. We lean forward, keeping the stick on the tailbone and the head, and just feel for the floor with the fingers. Now you might go a bit wider, you might not. Do what feels safe but a bit stretchy. Pushing the body weight slightly back into the heels. Breathe. Alrighty, let's walk our feet in again. And we're going to move into a downward dog. Now's a good time to top up on some water. Excuse me. So if you can meet me in the downward dog, and we're going to focus on some mobilization for our feet and our calves. So lifting the tailbone up, walking the feet back a little bit, and just softening the shoulders into the pose, relaxing the blades. And I'd like to bend one foot. You bend your toes and push your heel down on the other side. And then switch over. So pressing the heel down. Keep the lift in your tailbone. Notice the difference that makes. And let's switch to the other side. Heel down. Lifting the tailbone. And switch. Breathe. And switch. Breathe. And switch. And can we press both of the heels down at the same time and lift the tailbone? Close your eyes and breathe into your belly. You might repeat that little phrase again. Calm, relaxed, at ease. We're going to take a walk with our feet towards our hands. So we're going to fold ourselves in two and then take hold of our elbows. So getting hold of the elbows, a bit like a sort of self-elbow hug. And then we're going to swing around one side and then round to the other. The way I can think to describe this movement is the elephant trunk swing. So as you do it, relax your shoulders, let them give in to gravity. Breathe into your back. Lowering the space. Nice little saying earlier, creativity is the opposite of anxiety. I thought that was an interesting one. Yeah, we're going to take a walk with our hands. And if we can bring ourselves down and move into a cobra. So we're going to press our shoulders down, chin up. And then lower. As you lift, can you tighten your core a little? So you draw your belly button in. Squeeze your buttock muscles. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling and lowering. Spreading out the fingers. The person I heard that phrase from was Jimmy Carr, being interviewed by Stephen Bartlett. I haven't watched the whole podcast or listened to it yet. It might be quite an interesting one. And we do two more. Pushing the ground away. It's really tapping into what's going on in our mobility in our spine today and strength in our arms. And then from here, if you could meet me in a plank. So forearm, lifting up through the midsection. You can do it either on your toes or on your knees. And we'll add a little rock forwards, backwards. Now, as you do it, try not to let your bum be too high or too low, somewhere in the middle, so the bottom sits about the same height as the shoulder. Breathe. So stamina building, the upper body and the core. we're going to rock just a couple more times, easing out of it if you need to. So last one. And then from there, if we can open our knees, I'm going off the edges of my mat and having the toes touch together, still with the elbows on the floor, but letting the back arch. So the eye gaze is up. We arch and push the bottom back towards the heels until we feel a good old stretch around the inner thighs and the groin. Breathing into the stretch. Alrighty, let's release. I'm going to come to a seated position and work on the old six-pack or party pack, depending on which stage we're at. So if you need a strap, now's a good time to hook that underneath if it's tricky to get up and down off the floor. So breathing in as you come down, breathing out as you lift. Our next level, doing it with our arms up by the ears for tougher option. Keeping the feet on the floor throughout the lift and the lower. Try not to let your feet lift, keep your feet on the ground. And for more advanced, as we keep the feet on the ground, we add a little weight over the top of the head. Keeping the feet on the ground. And we do two more. And then from there, if you could stay down and interlock your fingers, turning your palms out away from you, straightening the legs, arching back, breathing into the belly, closing the eyes. And you might come back to that little phrase in your head. So just talking a calm, relaxed, at ease way to yourself. Inhaling through the nose, into the belly, exhaling out. One more deep breath. Alrighty, from here we're going to bend our knees, and if you can roll onto your side so that your elbow is down on the ground but your waistline is lifted. So the knees are bent like this. If you can roll your shoulders back and lift up your hip off the floor just for a couple of seconds. So hip up in the air and then drop. Now you can do it with this hand here if you need to steady yourself, but try it with your hand here at the side of you. Often the head will stay in forward lean on this one. Imagine that your head and your tailbone are against a wall as you lift, just for a few seconds, and then lower. Press your shoulder blade down your back as you lift to help stabilize the joint of the shoulder. Now, for most of you, you might find that this level is tough enough. You can straighten your knees a little bit for next level, or more advanced, straighten the legs fully with the top foot on the floor. We'll add a sweep with the arm over the top of the head and then come back down. Breathe as we sweep the arm and come back down. 2 more. Breathe. And final one. And let's release. Okay, great. So let's give that a go on the other side. So knees in front, elbow on the floor. You press your shoulder down and then lift from your hip. And release. Again, coming up, lifting the hip, thinking about the head and the tailbone alignment, visualizing them against the wall. If you like, you can add that sweep with the arm over the top. Next level, slightly straighter leg, but still with a bit of a bend. Straight legs for more advanced, sweeping the arm, staying up there a little bit longer. Breathe. And we do 2 more. And final one. Alrighty, when you're done, I'd like you to just have a sit up and roll your shoulders out. Bringing your legs around in front of you. And placing one hand here just on the crown of your head. Straightening up through the back. If you can turn so that your chin drops down towards your armpit and you pull a little bit just at the back of the skull. So with the head tilted down, just applying a little bit of pressure down at the back of the head. Breathe. And let's release. And we're going to turn and drop the chin down, applying a bit of pressure again just at the back of the head. Closing the eyes, breathe. And again, you might just come back to your little words of affirmation inside your head. Relax, calm, and at ease. And I'm going to bring both hands around the back of the head, dropping the chin down. Breathing into the stretch. Let's move down onto our backs. And we're going to do a little scissor action. So as one leg comes down, the other leg comes up. And with our scissoring action, we're going to take the arms up overhead and then circle them. So they go up and then circle. Now you can either keep with the bent leg or straighten it a little bit or straighten it fully for more advanced. So I'll let you choose. Find your level with it. Pointing the toes as you do it. Breathe. And we're going to do 4 more circles. Last couple, final one, and then when you're done, if you can hug your knees, tuck them up to your chest. With your hands on your knees, I want you to circle them around like you're massaging the small of your back into the ground. Breathe, and then reverse back the opposite way. Your right leg over your left, and let's move into a glute stretch. So we can pick up the other leg with the hands just here around the back of it. I use my little bony marker of my ankle bone and place that on the thigh, sometimes when it's tight, that point will wander. So it's quite useful to just feel for the ankle on the leg. Often the body will compensate by leaning to one side as well. So if your leg is sort of gravitated, if your body weight sort of gravitated across towards the top knee, bring it back to central alignment. Now you can either stay with this version, keep pressing your elbow into your leg, or next level, we interlock our fingers around the front of the shin. Just noticing what feedback you're getting from your muscles there as you do it. Close your eyes, talk to the muscles, and just notice what they're saying today. My glute's definitely saying, quite enjoying that stretch. Could probably do with a bit more of that. Let's do that on the other side. So if you can bring your hands just around the back of your leg and push out with your elbow on the other side. So again, where's that little bony part of the ankle? Are we central in our alignment? Breathing into the stretch. Those of you who want to notch it up, interlock the fingers around the front of the shin. Breathing deeply. And again, just taking this moment to notice what the muscle's saying there. Place your feet on the floor with your hands, one above your belly button, one below it. Noticing the temperature in the hands. Softening the shoulders. Opening the teeth to relax the jaw. Allowing the tongue to relax inside the mouth. Noticing the space inside of the mouth. Allowing the little muscles around the eyes to smile a little bit. Allowing your face to smile. And now doing a big cheesy grin. And letting the muscles of your face soften. And running your attention down into your belly. Noticing the space inside the belly. Allowing your belly to smile. Letting your attention drift. And noticing the sounds around you. Noticing the more distant sounds. And bring your hands to your chest and just crisscrossing your hands on top of your breastbone. And feeling for the subtle beat of the heart. Taking a moment to be thankful for that beat, beating away 24/7. Just noticing how we're feeling now. If you can open your eyes, we're going to roll over to our side. And if you can bring yourself up for a chat and a check-in.